ですけれど、今回写真とビデオなどが多いです。で、こちらがエリック・ヨハンソンというスウェーデン生まれのアーティストで、写真の要素を写真でシュールなシーンを組み合わせて、フォトショーなどを使ってシュールリアリズム的な効果をちょっとやばい、長い。写真家です。で、シュールな写真を撮ってる人です。ただこれ、なんていうかな。結構ですね、実際の現場の写真も入れながら、パソコンで画像編集をして自分の見せたい絵を完成させるっていう風なアーティストですね。で、今回は Everything start with a sketch って書いてあるんですけど、スケッチから書いてて、それぞれのシーンで書いてて、しかもbasically he's kind of like doing a bit of a sketch first before making any of his photographic work, and then there is this is like documentation of his shooting in a contact seat way. This is the end of the catalog and the showing how he's actually making the work in a bit of exemplary ways. And for example, こことか so he cropped the image and make it into something that he really wants. So this is kind of like summing up his comment. As a child, as children, we view the world in as a magical place, but as we grow up, the world becomes bleaker. We are forced to learn that things have to be a certain way, but do they really have to? Welcome to leave behind the dreamy limitation of logic and reason and step into Eric Johansson's world ということで、ヨハンソンズワールドに没入して、子供の時代の、ちょっと夢のような、現実感っていうものを体験しようということで、So his work is really, there's a, sense of dreaminess, dreamy quality in his work and not so. For me, this is very the in between of the reality and the fantasy, and actually, I'm kind of like looking at his catalog, a couple of them, and this is not the first one knowing his work and it's very interesting. The combination of the for example, this work is like called the title is "Stay Warm," and he's burning on the camp setting and the a bit like tongue-in-cheek, ironic, and interesting. Comfort zone. The title is "Comfort Zone," and this is it. So there's a word that this kind of like interaction of the title and the visual, and some sarcastic, some not. And this is like go your own road. Go your own road. This sounds like advertisement, but it's kind of like the image is like this. So I like his. Nobody hates his work, I think, because we all have a kind of like childish, humorous, witty time where we are kind of like born and raised when we sense of it. For example, this is like a demand and supply in 2017, and this is it. I mean, like this is how our world is like made up, like excavating and all the kind of like enslavement of the earth and stuff like that. But having a not in a hardcore, cynical, but more in a dreamy state. So I'm quite interested in that. And this is the title is Architect, and the using a visual like illusionism in it. Okay, I need to go. Okay, but so this is Eric Johansson's Eric Johansson, Make Believe. So Swedish photographer, artist in born in 1985. Next is this artist called Ali Cherry, and he is a Lebanon artist using the video and the installation. And so the artist from Middle East, born in 1976. And this title, Earth, Fire, Water, I suppose this is the title of his, I think, film. I read the like he's going to make a film, and maybe I thought this is the title, but the catalog is sort of like the compilation of his show, which is very research based, very sort of like having a say towards museum and the institution and history and archaeology. I didn't know this artist, so it's very interesting guy to look at it. Ali Carey or the Lebanon artist. レバノンの作家で1976年生まれのビデオインスタレーションを手掛けるアーティストですね。で、中東諸国の遺産や環境文書化と定住に焦点を当てているっていうことで、まあこれを見たら分かるようにちょっと博物館的な視点に対して少しテコを入れているっていう風なもの、あとは映画も撮るみたいなことが書いてあったので、今回の土火水か、まあ非常に根本元素のようなタイトルっていうものがあります。アリ・ケッリーだとアリ・チェリかアリ・ケッリーだと思いますけど、こういうアーティストがレバノンのアーティストでいます。次がですね、This is also、the Middle East artist、called Narini Malani. He is been focusing on giving voice to stories of those marginalized by the history, particularly women ということで、for over 5 decades. So she's been kind of like working in the video, social engaged video artist for 5 decades. So she's really career artist, and the title of the category is My Reality is Different. So against kind of like no conformity and mundane normality. So it's against that. So I could actually see that. This is actually the show in the UK at National. Where about that? Yeah, this is the show took place in London, and the ちょっとこっちの方が見せやすいんでこっちから行きますと、まあですね、ナリーニさんはですね、 インディアンアーティスト、インドの女性アーティスト、女性ビデオアーティストですね。で、僕、まあ、試験では非常に、まあ、の密度が濃いというか、アクが強いようなイメージを、生産しているビデオ作家っていうイメージですね。まあ、今回は多分、多分展示するところでちょっとリサーチも兼ねてるので、西洋歴史に言及するようなものが多いとは思うんですけど、まあ、名前だけでも覚えててください。ナリーニ・マラニというインドの、1946年生まれのアーティストです。よし、ということで、I just introduced two artists from the Middle East, Ali and Nalini. Okay. So for the video work, there is also another catalog called the Broadcasting EAI at ICA. So, marking the 50th anniversary of EAI, which is Electronic Art Intermix. So, at ICA, so this is kind of like a historical celebration of the EAI at ICA, and like some of them were interview essays and stuff. So it's about it's about video art, I would say, electronic art in intermix, and including Namjoon Pike and Martha Rosler and Trevor Shimizu, Squares Theater, Tom Cullen and Ulysses Jenkins, many others. Norman Yonemoto. I'm not knowing a lot about them, but yeah, like Paper Tiger Television and stuff. So yeah, this is about video art, I would say. Yeah, 50th anniversary of the EAI at ICA. So, and okay. Oh, let me just quickly go. This is just faint. Jonathan Monk, Deflation. And this is, Jonathan Monk is a British conceptual artist represented by Nasutaro Gallery in Tokyo, in Japan, but also another mother galleries that he has. And this is, I think, this is famous deflation work of the this kind of like inflated balloon rabbit by Jeff Koons, and the this Jonathan Monk is appearing. This is the end of the catalog, but the balloon, instead of blowing up, he's trying to deflate him next to Jeff Koons' rabbit. So I think he's commenting on the crazy inflation of the art market in a conceptual way. So very interesting. I haven't seen that, so I now saw that. And the another one is Valerie Export, and the this is Austrian female artist, anonymous, but well organized summary of her work over decades. And yeah, I just want you to know the name of the Valerie Export. I cannot talk about it, but this is a good book to read. Okay, now it's 15 minutes, so I want to quickly go through. So what I just saw is the this is also this is another book by Leonor Antunes, Portugal female artist, and next to this there's a Steve McQueen's Sunshine State. Why I'm showing this one is like both catalog was made in and made by what's that ね made in Italy called Pirelli Hanga Bicocca. So that's what I'm trying to stress. Hanga Bicocca is like, as I think I introduced like Bruce Nauman's show, and this Leonor show took place in 2018 to 2019, but so this gigantic space and contain her installative work. I talked about her in a previous live, so I won't go much in detail, but this is very signature work of her, Leonor. And Steve McQueen is American, Afro-American video film artist, and the title is Sunshine State. So obviously referring to the Statue of the Liberty, and this actually, I mean, like I really like Hanga Bicocca in Italy. It's a tire corporation, but I think they are producing a lot of good catalog and exhibitions in the. So this is the outside, but the McQueen's video work film is on the projected outside to notify people what it is, and the catalog is also well made. So I think this space has a good, wonderful theme to represent artists. I wish this kind of like museum, not museum, but the public like institution would exist in Japan, but I don't think so. I mean, spatial wise, I don't think we have this kind of massive space, wonderful curatorship in Japan. But having said that, Bridgestone, the Japanese tire corporation, have got like museum in Tokyo, quite big one. So, but they are more institution oriented show. Recently renewed. やばい。日本語ばっかし、やばい、英語ばっかし。ですね。とりあえず今回、レオノルド・アンテューンさんっていうこの前紹介したポルトガルの、インスタレーションの作家とこのスティーブ・マックイーンというアメリカの、黒人の映像ビデオフィルムのアーティストの方のカタログが、 ハンガビ国家っていうイタリアのタイヤのメーカーの倉庫の巨大な倉庫みたいなところで展示されたもので、それを今回カタログ化してるっていうことで、ブルース・ナウマンの前回紹介以前紹介したところと同じなんですけれど、場所としてはロケーションはでもこれってすごくこの何も知らない作家のこと何も知らなくても結構わかるようなカタログになってて、展示も多分かなり包括的なまとめのようなものになってて、すごく素晴らしいなと思いました。多分すごい優秀なキュレーターの方とかチームが関わってるんだなっていうのが手に取れるものだったので、ちょっと一緒に合わせて紹介しました。まあそれで今、タイヤのメーカーだったので、ブリヂストンは一応もう少し美術機関的な要素を持った固めの展示を、東京駅の近くでやってらっしゃるっていうことを説明しました。And before the Steve McQueen, who is the essentially black film video artist, there is a Gordon Parks segregation story, and you can see this is like the photograph taken from the viewpoint of the Afro-American artist. So it's very interesting how the melting pot of the race is experiencing this sort of things, which is quite hard to imagine because Japan is more or less homogenized society, and we don't have that kind of things at the moment. But maybe the population would rapidly decreasing, so we may experience these story of the immigrant from other Asian countries and elsewhere. ということで、セグリゲーションストーリーという隔離の物語というのをちょっとスティーブ・マックイーンさんのと連関するものとして紹介しました。以上です。And that's it. And I hope you could have some fun outside because Corona is now officially over, and I hope you could swim. This is the title of the Whitechapel Gallery's document of contemporary art, and this is the latest one in and the title is Oceans, and the ocean covers 70% of the Earth's surface, and dividing and connecting humans who carry salt water in their blood, sweat, and tears. They represent powerful non-human force rising and flooding and heating and raising into the unprecedented way as the climate crisis unfolds. Artists have imagined the sea as a sublime wilderness, home to mythical creatures and bizarre species, blah 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 blah. So this anthology addresses ocean as both theme and a major agent of the artistic and curatorial method ということで、僕たちの汗とか血にも含まれる塩分を含んだその海水的な要素が地球の表面を 70% 覆っているもの、非常に巨大なものなんですけど、それが今この灼熱的な殺人的な暑さでも分かるように、気象変動の影響によって非常に大きい力を持ってきてると、そういうことで、そういうものを一つの今日の芸術のテーマに据えるアーティストやキュレーターの人もいるということを ここで説明してて、島福さんとかも今回のなんかちょっと入ってたりしてたんですけど、まあいろんな海にまつわる、文献のコンピレーションです。まあ興味がある方がいらっしゃったら読んでください。ちょっと夏もう真っ盛りですけど、いい感じのビジュアルだったなと思ってやりました。Yeah, this is also like this is the expert from the Shimabuku's project of the With Octopus 1990年から2010年と2021年のOctopus Project with Octopus という島福さんの、引用もされているということで、これをお届けして I will finish now. Thank you very much for watching and I hope you could have enjoyable summer despite the heat outside and I hope you don't get sick for that. Bye bye. Thank you very much.